Hi everybody, welcome back to Cids Modern Life, Season 3, Episode 47 with me, Cid. And last episode we did a whole load of work over at the Iron Golem Monument Farm thing. This episode we are going to do something different. For starters, we are going to put our work armour on, because I don't need flight. It always makes life easy, but it's not always about having easy. Sometimes it's about having stuff. So, what is the plan? That is really absolutely knackered, isn't it? Let's just go for a saw, shall we? And we can hit that one up, I suppose. There we go, and we can pop that one away. Good, right, there we go, and we'll put the building scepter away while we're at it. That should be good. That lot can go away. We can place you down. I'm going to want most of that, I think. What about you? Don't really need that, however. So let's empty that one. Oops. Bloop. And this one I'm going to just put to one side, because we're going to want this when we come to do the cave in the monument. That should be getting pretty close to empty. So, plans for this episode. Well, let's have a look at a few things. If I have a look at, I think it's mechanism. There is a thing in here. We've got the ultimate energy cubes and all that stuff, but the bit I am interested in is these, the Entangler Porter, which, if we shift an N, transmitting any practical resource across long distances and dimensions. Basically, Tesseract. It's pretty much a powerful thing. Now, it isn't cheap. We need ultimate control circuits and all sorts of things like that. But if I want to use these things to do power and to transmit stuff around and stop having, say, my iron stored over there at the iron farm, or my the pressers not accessible by this system by crafters, we're going to need to start moving stuff around. So, two things. We have a slight issue with power, because our power situation, whilst we are pretty good in terms of juice, we've got the three solar panels out there. They ain't going to hack it, not when we start beaming stuff around. And so consequently, one of the things I would like to do is start working on better power. Now, we have a whole bunch of options for power. Obviously, we can go with the wind generator and solar generator of mechanism. They're fine and dandy, everything's all good. There's gas burning generator, bio generators, all sorts of stuff in mechanism, so that's fine. And of course we have immersive engineering, and in immersive engineering we've got the water wheel. We can also go with the wind turbines, and of course we've already used the, if I can find it in amongst this clutter, this is not the best organised JEI screen, it has to be said. The thermal thingy that we used underneath the pressers. Again, they're all passive power sources. They're all going to just generate power gently and steadily without any real, material input, which suits me fine for a lot of the power needs we'll have. Now, when we get further, we've got the diesel generators, we've got mechanisms, got nuclear generators. There's all sorts of power options, but we do need to get a basic setup going before we can do the real work. So, if I wanted to, say, for example, use water wheels, and I'm thinking that I would like to do maybe 6 banks of water wheels in twos, paired with a cascade running down the mountain over where the industrial area is. These are relatively cheap. But we do need to make some treated wood, and treated wood sticks we can do with that. So if I want treated wood, I better refresh my memory on this. It's just planks around, which, yeah, I mean, obviously it should be. But let me go and get 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe. Maybe that's enough of those. And I can... have I got any buckets beyond that one? No, that's surprising. Let's have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll put one back. Oh, boom. Let me just get that one and get that back before I regret doing that. And we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And probably the easiest thing to do here would be just to pre-stage this in here, if I can actually do this without... oh man, there you go. Right, use the right button and we'll make great progress. But we can quite quickly and easily, you know, get all of this constructed, and then use that to make the water wheels that we, you know, so richly deserve. So that's the first stack, and then we'll get another 4 stacks of that. So again, I'll be back in a second. Alright, we've got the wood. Pardon me, little tickle in my throat there. If you're noticing a difference in the sound quality, by the way, or the sound in itself, or the mic levels, I'm experimenting with a new mic. This is not a mic I've bought, I borrowed this. It's a model of microphone that I've quite admired from work, and I got the opportunity to borrow one to try out. So it fits in my existing system pretty much, just had to buy a little clasp for it. And I'm trying to determine whether I would like to purchase one. They're not overly expensive actually. It's an AKG C1000S, and they're about 80 quid off Amazon, 88 quid, something like that. So they're not shocking. They're actually, I've been really impressed by the quality of it when I've used them at work, and consequently I am, you know, wanting to experiment a wee bit. So let's get those, and I need, well, that will give me 16, so I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's enough for one bank of 3. So yeah, we need to do the same again, and 1, 2, 3, 4. That's enough for another bank of 3. In fact, go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's enough for nearly half a bank of 3. So these, yeah, we're going to have to make more, I think, which is somewhat surprising. So that's 1, 2. This will make me 2 lots, I think, then, won't it? That will make me, yeah. So that will make me 2 tiers. Now, what do I want, 2 or 4? No, let's stick with 6. Let's stick with 6 banks. I can always go and get the creosote out of there and things. So yeah, with regards to the microphone, do let me know how this sounds compared to how it normally sounds, because it's difficult for me, because obviously one of the problems I often have with audio is simply this. I listen to my audio on a certain device. In my case, it's a set of in-ear monitors, and you know, they do a very good job. However, you don't listen to that on these in-ear monitors. You listen to this on whatever device you listen to this on, and therefore your experience of this audio is going to be entirely different to mine. Coupled with that, just to make life even more complex, is of course you don't listen to it with my ears. My ears are, you know, my ears. They've had a few years of worth of abuse, and maybe aren't as clear or have the same level of fidelity to the sound that you have. So it's a really awkward one, because I often find that, you know, I'm listening to someone will say, oh, well, the audio wasn't very good, and I'll listen to it and it sounds absolutely fine to me. But then it is entirely subjective. So, yeah, there you go. So let me know how it goes anyway. I haven't made any solid decisions yet, and there's nothing actually wrong with the microphone I've got. It's just that it does require a certain amount of post-processing to finish when I record, and if I can reduce that post-processing even a little bit to get a more clear audio with less post-processing, that's always going to be better for me. So yeah, it's all about me. Anyway, let me, have I got it? Come on, please be 8. Please be, yes there is. Oh, thank God for that. I was really worried that there wasn't going to be enough. So once we've got that, we'll get these together. I've got some steel in the system, so that should be okay. And then we need to think about how we go and, you know, set these up. I've kind of got a mental vision in my head, but that doesn't need to say that it's the mental vision that will stay there. That's still cooking away, doing its cold coke for no reason other than we need it. Yeah, let me get these sorted. I'll be back in a sec. Just realised I put the buckets in there and not the creosote tank. Fixed it, of course. But let me just keep one of those, get rid of those, that and that. And we need to make those. So if I throw all of those in there, that should give me 18, which of course will give me 3 per times 6. Yes. Right, what else do we need? We need kinetic dynamos. And for that, we're going to need copper wire. And for that we are going to need those. Those go through on a stamping press 1 to 2. They will then, so basically, oh, you know what? How much copper have I got? Let's do 9 stacks. I will inevitably need more of those wire things, and I've got enough that we can afford that. So I am going to head on over to the little stamping factory. We'll get that done, and boop. I just want to see. I've not really done this direction. Yeah, I do like that. I look forward to having the cave done, but whee and up. Ow. Yeah, I've still not done anything about the cat, by the way. Right, we want wire. So 1, 2. I'm just going to stick 2 in because what I'm not entirely sure of is. Where are you? Oh, you're there. Yeah, it's going to back up if we're not careful, and we'll end up with despawn issues. So let's let that run through, and we should start seeing copper wire coming in. I don't know whether I can get. Can I? Oh, I can't. I am looking forward to getting factories working like this, using colour-coded things to have the pipes working. I think that will be quite fun when we get there. But right now, I need to keep my eye on this. It's going to take a while, so I will see you in a mo. Okay, got the wires. Quite a lot of wires. Getting better at that. So now we need to make. Need to put the breastplate down. make the dynamos, because that will be fun. And with once armed with that, that's more or less, yeah, say more or less, and I'm gesturing with my hand here because you can really totally see me. Rumours of merchants in the area are greatly exaggerated. Honest, there's nothing to see here at all. And I'm not sure, did I ever plant industrial hemp seed? The answer has to be I don't know, but I think we should double check. Because, yeah, I don't think we did. That is Kenaf. So maybe we should stick a botany pot on one of these with some industrial hemp seed in it as well. In fact, let us do that quickly. Should actually be on a double, shouldn't it? But let's have a look. Hemp. We've got plenty of hemp seed. I wanted a botany pot, that was right. A hopping botany pot for preference, but let's go and make one of let's make one of those. Make myself one of those, and then make myself one of those. And to get some dirt, I don't think we need anything. Does it need to be? Hang on. We'll soon find out. Yeah, just any old dirt will be fine. Now, the stupid question is, do I have a double up there? See, I've got this one. Can I get her to make a double? Let's make a double and upgrade it, I think. Actually, no, we'll just make a double. Dark oak. There we go, there's a double, we've already got one. Excellent. Just what we needed. Right. So, we can jump up here, we'll... Oh, okay. Well, that was surprising. We'll stick you on there, we'll stick that on the... No, we'll stick dirt in there for now. And that can go in there, and... yeah, that will do. We'll just let that grow. What's it going to take? I think so. This has given me an idea for some power generation, actually. So we can definitely go that way. But I think this should be okay for growing to full growth. Anyway, we'll let that just do its thing. In fact, I need it to grow once because I want to lock this down and make sure it has got the relevant stuff in it, like hemp seeds. But if we've got these hopping bonsai pots with the red soil for the maximum growth, I think you can you get away with the... Yep, we can. So we can go with the, if we look at the prudentium is -30. Yeah, so we can basically cut the time down on that, get a whole load of this growing, and of course these can then be squished in here for plant oil. Plant oil can be combined with the ethanol which goes in a fermenter, and a fermenter can use any of these. Now I'm not entirely sure, I think potatoes and apples or any of these will basically go in there and be fermented, and we can actually come up with biodiesel. So that's the thing. So more plans going forward. Yeah, but we just need this to do its thing so we can get the hemp seeds going. Now I don't think I'm going to be using windmills at this stage. So yeah, right, there we go. You didn't give us a seed that time, but you did give us that. There we go. Right, let's get on. It's a slight distraction, but you know, that's nothing new for me. So I would like to make, let's start off with a watermill. We've got those. I don't need to worry about those. I would like to make the kinetic dynamo. That's right, that's what I'm making. Get there eventually. So we need to make those, and we need to make those. And to make those, we are going to need to throw all of those into the system. And grab that. We need 6. So that, let's make a couple of stacks of that to start off with, and then we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we can take those and make 6 of them. Now, this is where we start with the fun, because I need to also build. And what I'm going to want to do is grab a whole load of cobble, because cobble's good. More than that, probably. What am I doing for? We're not really recovered on the smooth stone, but I have got more of that. So 3, 6, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lovely. Gravel. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. Maybe that should be enough of those. And let's have a look. How am I for smooth stone in here? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. That should be enough. Smooth stone, gravel, sand. Just thinking out loud, trying to think ahead. Let's take a little bit of that diorite actually, because that would be potentially a useful one. We can even take a little bit of that actually. Let me just grab that back and put you away. And then the last thing is flux. No? Oh, I can never remember the... it has a name and I can't think of it. Conduit? No, it's not that one. Oh, God. You know what? I'm going to be... universal cable, 1000. So you see, that should be absolutely more than adequate for transferring power for this, and I was just about to break that, and that would have been very foolish. But that should give us some of what we need. Now the other thing I'm going to want is some nature essence. 1, 2, 3. Now this, I want to make those. That should be more than adequate for what I need. So I'm just trying to think. Lanterns probably is the other thing. I'm going to have to light some of this up a little bit. So let me have a look. Land. We've got plenty. I think they'll be fine. I don't think there's any real need to go down these more expensive ones. These should be fine for what we need. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, right. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. I need to sleep, and we need to go over to where we're going to start building this. So let me do that, and I'll be back in a moment. Alright, so this is simple enough. We are going to make a cascade of water mills starting up at the top here. We'll bring some water from, we'll probably level this off a little bit, and we'll have some water come off this way. It will be, I think, off of about here. Then it'll go 1, 2, 3, and then we'll go down. It'll drop down into a second, then it'll drop down into a third, and that will give us more than enough power for what we need. Now in terms of structural stuff, we are going to borrow a little bit of Vasquez stuff from Quark in the first instance. I need another 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to do That should be, you know what, let's just do the lot. I know it's probably way more than we'll ever need, but at least then I can go and get rid of that lot. That will make that, that will make that, that will make that one. I'm going to actually lose that because I would also like to take a stack of this and make it into that. We're going to take those and convert these over into cobblestone bricks. I haven't looked at the textures greatly on these, and then we can do the same with mossy cobblestone bricks, and we keep a little bit of you going. So what we have got going on, I need some scaffolding of some description as well. I'll just use cobble, it's fine. So what we've got going on over here is this wall here is where I want to start the cascade, and we'll start it coming down. That should get us started a certain way of the way. And what I really could do with is just double checking what size these wheels take up, because I can't remember for the life of me. Sorry, I thought I saw something fluttering then. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 by 5 with potentially, yeah, okay. So we definitely need to be thinking about how much space we need here. And that probably includes bringing ourselves back a wee bit. Certainly as far as here. And it should go about that far. It may go one further because I just had a little bit of a mental design change in my head. Because, you know, just because I had a plan doesn't mean it can't change. So again, if we bring you right across there, and that comes, I think we'll probably take this one back rather than further out, because if I go too far out, the cascade's going to look weird. And this is also, for those of you who remember season 1 of Cids Modern Life, this kind of comes back to the water mills that we had on the mountain in that. So there's precedence for this design, if you like. Right, and then we can come down there like a so, and that can come down a bit further like a so. And what we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I make it, no, I don't want this to be there. So if I go 1, 2, 3 to here and grab a dynamo, that should be our operating space. But we can soon double check. 1, 2, 3. How best to place these? Probably from here. Now, will that turn? I didn't bring any water up with me, did I? That was short-sighted. Let me grab some water. I'll be back in a second. Alright, so the answer is yes, it does turn. Now, what I want to do is I want the water to flow over, around, down, and then into a culvert to basically come back out to the next hoofer thingamabob. And for that, I am very tempted to go and grab my my red armor. This might be easier just for this bit. If it's kind of 6 1/2 dozen t'other really, I think I will. This will make this particular bit of the build an awful lot easier. So let me go and do that, and then we can come back and because this I need to basically keep building down and out and down and out. And you can see I've had to build a little wall there because I washed away half my weeds and did not go well. So yeah, I know I could do with a second bucket as well. 2 buckets means I can get an infinite water source. Yeah, who knew, eh? Right, back in a sec. So now we've got the red armor, we can build this up here, and we need to come around like so, and then I think around like this. Now this bit can actually stay, because it's not going to be visible. I think I shall just leave that as a stone. And what we've got here is the second thing. So we're going to basically have the power in the middle, and both of the paddle wheels will run either side, and then this will come down, and about this point we'll drop the water out, bring it down. So that's going to bring it down, cascade it a little bit, and then we'll put it into another one here, and then so on, and then eventually it'll come down into a river here and join back out to the sea. And obviously we'll change up this block palette as well as we go, but we need to get a basic palette in, and so we can fancyfy it later, because that looks fairly ugly right now. And then yeah, we'll just come up like so. Now I'm not entirely sure. Let me just check something. What is the best way? Will you connect? You will. Maybe that's the best way to connect this then, is like so. And then bring one wire out, and a little bit further in, like that. I'm really not happy with. I suppose it doesn't matter. We're not pouring the water over that side, does it? Are we? We are pouring it over this side, and there is plenty of clearance there. So yeah, probably the case. So if I then come down here and maybe at this point come down and under, then again, well, as I say, we will tidy up the overall structure of this once we've got a basic structure in place. Now that, if that's going to come down, that yeah, let's just do that. Just make sure. So if I throw a bucket of water on this at this end, you just go straight down. So presumably all I need to do is this, and then we take that out, put that there, and I definitely see power coming out of that because the cable's active. So that's okay. I think that will work. Excellent. So taking this philosophy next kind of forward on that, we're going to have this kind of going on here, and maybe bring it forward 2 before we go down 1. That will take you to that edge, I think. Let's just bring this in here. So from there, if I were to, that's come down 1, that comes down 1, then let's go. Yeah, that's got to be it. That's got to be the one, hasn't it? I think. So from there we're going 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think. Yeah, then you've got the dynamo. But that would be here, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Let's try that and see what happens. That's too high up. That's way too... Oh, yeah, of course it is. I'm just looking at what I've done and it's like, yeah, of course that's way too high up. It's absolutely too high up. So that should actually be... That's 1, 2, 3. That should be the dynamo there. Which means that this lot needs to come out, and that will then, we can go over 1, I think. Can we, or do we just bring you like that? No, I think we bring you like that, perhaps. Let me just work this out. I know I'm rambling and on screen, and I'll be back in a second. Alright, just a very quick update. So I have got a kind of a structure going on here. Now I think if I really wanted to, I could quite easily cut this back in a little bit. Let me just check. Because we've got two overhanging there. I think we could get away with 2 overhanging here as well, which gives us opportunities to put some detail in these. But this is the, and we can actually in fact go over here and do 2 overhanging back there as well and pop a bit of that in. Now this is the river as it will come out, and it will join up with the other one. So I've left quite a lot of where it's not visible. I've left a lot of the wall structures in there. I've piped in, and at the moment we have a very temporary power supply, which basically if we go through this hole here, we can pipe into here, and in fact I'm going to just clog this back up a wee bit, and we can basically bring off something here temporarily as a power supply. I just want to see how much power this thing generates when it's going. Now there are no water wheels in there right now, and basically what we probably should need to do, just to make this easier on ourselves, is to pop into each of the water wheel chambers and just pop out that block there, because then when we want to place the water wheels, we come in and go bop, 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 and we're done. So what I need to do is mirror that. So we've got the this exactly the same on this side, and Bob is the relative of your choice, really, on that note. So let me build this up, and then we can come back and do some detailing just as soon as we've got something to detail. Back in a moment. Alright, basic structure done, doubled over all the way down. We need to go and get some detail put in, and to do that we're going to need that. We are definitely going to need that and that. We don't probably, well, we definitely need you, don't need you. I will want a couple of things of gravel, probably some andesite and a little bit of that. And maybe even a couple of those to turn into those. I mean, we could make them into cracked. Is it really worth it? I don't think so. So obviously this thing is just ugly right now. It's ugly with a capital UG. And of course the other thing is there's no obvious source of water coming in here, but since when has that ever worried us? Physics. Physics is for people who care. So what we're going to do, I think we'll take a few blocks down here, and I'm going to start throwing in, to start off with, some of these, just to give the illusion of being part and parcel of this. And if we throw a few into here as well, it will make the thing look that little bit more structural, I suppose, is probably as good a phrase as any. Maybe even there, like that. Just so it kind of looks like it's been built out of the same wall. We don't need to go mad with these, because they are going to be a little bit glaring, but you know. It doesn't hurt to have a little bit of obvious mismatching of the parts there. Any more? A little bit more down here, I think, just like that perhaps. Do we need any more around this side? Well, I think we could probably get away with a bit in here, like so. And again, I've left deliberate holes to get into this thing, so we can muck around in here. We'll break the odd, just the odd one, so it kind of looks patched as well. And yeah, I think we'll get away with that. These can also, because we've added these in, it gives us the advantage that we can now make stairs of these, although I think we can make stairs of these anyway. We can. So I don't need to go too mad with this stuff, which is probably a bonus, because I don't want it to really be glaring. Anyway, we'll see how we go. The other thing we've got, of course, to play with is we've got some mossy, well, let's start off with this mossy stuff here. So we can come in and just throw that in, just to add. In fact, let me put that there. Ignore the leather. There were no traders coming in at all, honest. And maybe just throw a little bit of this in here as well. And again, throughout, we can throw a bit of this in. We'll chuck the odd block of gravel in. And the idea here is to really break this up. So we'll get a flat surface, very much like that, and then we'll put the next bit in. I realise I'm also running long, so I'm going to shut up now and get the next bit done. See him in a second. Okay, I think, apart from, again, this bit down here, could probably want some sand or something in it, but we can always sort that later. We've got a fair amount of gubbins here, but first things first, what we need to do is put all of these water wheels in place, and then fill in the little fill holes to get these going. Now the next thing I'm going to do is throw together a very quick power cell, and that will allow us to get a feel for the efficiency of this. Because I'm not going, this is not going to, as I say, this is not a main stage power source. This is a fire and forget power source. We don't need to worry about it because it's just going to work. But throwing in a little bit of decoration, I'll probably put some up at the top here as well, but right now I'm just going to grab a little bit. I'll take mossy, that's fine. I'm not going to be precious about what I use, and it'll blend in nicely on these walls anyway. Throwing a few steps in just to give it some three-dimensionality in places, and yeah, I need stone and dirt. I actually don't need stone and dirt, but yeah, a little bit of me likes to do things properly. It's a trial, I tell you, it's a trial. But that's fine. In fact, I think we'll just do that. There we go. And then similarly down here, we just fill this in, and the world is and always will be a good and happy place, assuming you let it be a good and happy place. It can't do it on its own. Anyway, that is everything we need in place. Now what we need to do is, I'm going to whiz across, make a power cell. I'll get the I think I'll just get through another 2 buckets. Actually, so I've got a total of 3 buckets of water on me, and we can see just what kind of work this is doing. So I'll be back in a second. Alright, I think I'm going to have to throw some greenery or leaves. I might have to change up this wall a little bit. That cobble is very repetitive. It's not so bad close up though. So we have got in our inventory a advanced energy cube, 3.2 million RF, and it's got 2.6 kilo RF at the moment because there was some in the pipes. Let us see how well this works. So 1, 2 and 3. So that should be, it might not be 100% efficient. I've tried to make it so it catches as many of these as it can, but as you can see, that's coming out. We do need to obviously take this and make this into a pond rather than a thing. But on the whole, yeah, it looks pretty good. I quite like that. A little bit of blending into the landscape necessary, but once we get this building, it's going to go up, and it is gaining 426 RF per tick, which is actually not bad for free. So yeah, that is not a bad start. Now we're going to be adding to this, we're going to be adding more power supplies, more power sources, more power users, and I've got a little cat attacking my legs. I think he wants to go out, so I'm going to have to go and deal with him in a moment, because he's got this lovely cute way of nipping. He just gently ever so gently seizes your legs, just the fat of your legs in his teeth, and nips at them. And yeah, alright, it's actually not that cute, to be fair. But if we take this all the way out here, and then just do the same over here, we can flow this river nicely out until it's until it's done properly. And like I say, that needs a little bit of tidying, but on the whole, that is actually not too bad. Anyway, let me know what you thought of the audio. I haven't actually heard it myself yet, so I don't know what I think of the audio, but that is actually not bad. That is filling up rapidly for just 6 water wheels. And as I say, you can't sniff at 426 RF per tick for free. Now we've got a nice mountain here, so we can throw other things into it. We could potentially hollow out a chunk and stick some more uranium thermal things in. We've got potential to put wind power on the top if we want. But next episode, I think I need to start part of my master plan. More about that next episode. Until then, thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you soon, and bye for now.